All right, there's a lot of crypto airdrop alpha that you need to know about today. Some of these things are time sensitive, so let's hop right into it. Now, I'm gonna talk briefly about the StarkNet airdrop, the Stark token. I made a completely separate video about this, but of course, I need to at least mention it a little bit here. Now, in case somehow you completely missed this, you can now check to see if you are eligible for the Stark token airdrop. I will throw a link to this portal page down below where you can paste in your wallet or connect your wallet and see how many tokens you're getting. Now, aside from that, if you want my full in-depth take on this airdrop, as well as what I'm planning on doing with the token, then just go and watch my other video that I released this morning. But I wanted to highlight two things for people that just want the quick TLDR. The first thing is that this new meta of having a minimum amount of ETH or whatever the gas token is on the network that you're trying to farm is probably going to continue moving forward, or at least it definitely makes sense to pay attention to this and make sure that you keep a minimum balance in each wallet on each network that you're trying to farm. Because moving forward, it is very possible that projects and L2s continue to weed out wallets that don't maintain a minimum balance of, I would say, at least 0.01 ETH is better to be on the safe side. Now, of course, this means that if you have to leave 0.01 ETH in every wallet on every network that you're farming, you're gonna have to spread your capital out a lot more and you won't be able to concentrate it as much on doing things like bridging or generating volume on trading or swaps platforms or providing liquidity and so on and so forth. However, I do think that it would be smart to not ignore this new reality and make sure that you don't get weeded out of future airdrops by simply not having a small amount of ETH in your wallet. And the only other thing I wanted to talk about briefly when it comes to the Stark token airdrop is that within the ecosystem, of course, there's a number of different apps and protocols that will probably also drop tokens. And I've previously done full tutorials on platforms like Nostra and Ekubo where you can provide liquidity and also deposit assets and use them as collateral. And regardless of what you think about the Stark token itself, I think there's still potentially some very lucrative airdrop opportunities from the apps within the ecosystem. And the fact that there's so much negativity surrounding the Stark token airdrop because unfortunately a lot of people did get weeded out. And I honestly feel for people that spent months pushing transactions, generating volume, and then maybe even deposited thousands of dollars into liquidity pools only to miss out because they simply didn't keep an arbitrary amount of ETH in their wallet. Even if you had $1,000 of USDC and 0.0049 ETH, it looks like you would have been excluded from this airdrop. But anyways, the whole point that I'm trying to make here is that the apps within the ecosystem are still potentially good airdrop targets. And now, given that a lot of people have been posting about removing their funds from StarkNet to other L2s, I think that the opportunity could be even getting better. So there's probably still a small window of opportunity to farm StarkNet ecosystem airdrops, and I'm not going to be removing my funds from the ecosystem for that purpose because I do still think that some of these are going to be definitely worthwhile. Okay, next up, let's talk about the Mode Ethereum Layer 2 airdrop. I did a tutorial on how to qualify for this, but since that video was released, they've actually launched a number of new quests as well as new ecosystem partners that you should definitely focus on. So let's talk about those right now. When I made my first video, the only three highlighted or featured apps were the Mode Name Service, Ionic, and Kim Exchange. Well, now they've added three other ones, including Poolshark, Sup, and LogX. And you can use each of these platforms to earn 2x the amount of points as you earn from interacting with all of the other different apps within the Mode ecosystem. And so if you are trying to farm this airdrop, now you also should definitely go and interact with these three other applications, 6 total in the featured section so far, because you earn points boost on that. And if you want to use my referral code down below, you'll help with the channel as well. And the other thing for the Mode network is that they've got this Layer 3 campaign on right now. And fortunately, I think that Layer 3 is one of the better platforms for doing these little quests and challenges. I just find that it's a lot more intuitive and a lot easier to use. And they previously had a couple of quests, which I showed in the video, but now they've added a bunch of new ones. So you should definitely go and check these out. I'll throw a link down below and just go to the Mode page and complete all of these tasks because it's possible that these experience points and NFTs that you get for completing the Mode quests on Layer 3 will also be in some way related to that airdrop. Okay, next, let's talk about the Celestia ecosystem. It's been a little while since I really touched on TIA staking, but honestly, there's gonna be some more lucrative airdrops, and one of those is for sure gonna be from Milky Way. Milky Way announced today the launch of their M Points program. So that is going to eventually roll over into an airdrop. Now, the TLDR of this is the way that you get points is by holding Milk TIA in your wallet. So 1 Milk TIA equals 1 M point, and also by using Milk TIA in DeFi, you actually get a boost because each Milk TIA that you use in DeFi, platforms like Demex, is going to earn you a 1.2 M points. So 20% additional points for deploying the tokens into platforms like Demex. And then also, of course, you can earn a yield on those and qualify for potentially other airdrops as well. Now, one thing I'll say is that if you go to the Milky Way application and go to check out your points, there's a new thing here that you click this star button and it shows your points. For Demex users right now, it's not actually showing up. So I have some Milk TIA, and since pretty much day one or week one anyways, I had deposited those tokens into Demex, but the points for that are not showing up, the 1.2x boost. So I should have a lot more points than I have right now. And actually Demex tweeted today that Milk TIA lenders on the platform are not getting their endpoints displayed properly on the Milky Way platform. However, the team is working on it and it will be fixed. The points will be there eventually, and they'll be able to tell how long you've had the Milk TIA on the Demex platform. So I would say if you're in the same boat as me, don't worry. I think this is going to get updated at some point soon. This is literally day one of the platform. So we should get a lot more points as soon as that goes live. And then moving forward, I'm actually going to do a full video comparing Milk TIA to ST or Stride TIA, and we'll see which one is actually better. I have my suspicion at this point, but I want to do a little bit more research and due diligence, and then I'll bring you another video probably at some point this week, maybe next week, and I'll break it down for you exactly what I think is the best liquid staking TIA tokens in terms of the airdrop opportunity. Okay, next up, I wanted to talk about SolBlaze or the Blaze airdrops. So this is a liquid staking protocol on Solana that I've talked about in a number of my airdrop farming videos. So SolBlaze has this ongoing airdrop program where the more Sol that you stake for BSol, and then the more that you actually use your BSol in DeFi platforms, you get the Blaze token rewards for doing so. And this is supposed to be automatically sent to your wallet weekly. However, they confirmed today that there are some issues or bugs with the Phantom wallet, and so the Blaze airdrops aren't coming through necessarily every single week. And I've seen some comments on my previous videos asking, oh, when am I actually going to get the Blaze tokens dropped into my wallet? Well, it looks like there's some technical issues, but it keeps accumulating, and when it does drop, you will get the full amount of tokens. And so personally, I've been staking a decent amount of BSol and using it in DeFi platforms. It's pretty much my go-to liquid staking Solana token. And so I've accumulated a decent amount of Blaze rewards, but I've only received at this point, I think 2 airdrops over the past several months. And so I would say just be patient. It will come eventually, and when you do get your tokens, you can do a bunch of other stuff with them. Of course, you can sell them and roll the money over into doing other things, or you can use your Blaze tokens also in Solana DeFi and then keep that airdrop snowball growing. Okay, next, I wanted to briefly touch on the fact that the Swell network has a bonus on for minting their liquid restaking token, RSWETH. So they're giving a 2x bonus for people that refer and get referred until February 29th. And so that is a 2-week period where you get a 20 Pearl bonus per ETH minted, and then that's on top of the original 30 Pearl bonus. So for 2 weeks, you get 50 Pearls for every RSW ETH that you mint. And in case you had no idea what I'm talking about, this is a liquid restaking token from Swell, similar to EtherFi's EETH or KelpDAO's ETH, and this earns you points for the Eigenlayer airdrop, but it also earns you Pearls for the Swell airdrop. So there's still a couple of months until the Swell token. I believe it's expected near the end of March, and so this could be the best chance left to get a bunch of Pearls with these temporary boosts on liquid restaking tokens. So if you want to participate in this, I'll throw my link down below, and if you use my referral code, of course, you'll support the channel and you'll get those bonus Pearls. Okay, next up, I've got a reminder for people that the claims for the alt layer airdrop on Celestia stakers, so if you were staking a minimum of 35 TIA tokens as of January 17th, you qualify for this, but the claim period is only open until February 16th. So time is running out for this. I'm gonna throw a link to this down below. And if you do want to claim your airdrop from alt layer, then make sure you do that because there's only a couple of days left. And to finish up here, I wanted to talk about a bunch of NFTs that you can currently mint on a few different networks that could help you qualify for future airdrops. So for starters, this one, Hypercomic, is for the ZK Sync airdrop. They've got a bunch of NFTs. They actually revamped their platform now, and you can collect these NFTs based on your previous on-chain transaction history. So go to this page, and if you've completed any of these tasks, then you can claim and mint your NFTs and collect as many as you can. Now, I'm not sure if holding these will actually lead to an airdrop from ZK Sync. However, each mint is at a bare minimum a new transaction that you get to establish with your wallet, and so it's beneficial in that way. And according to the platform, if you mint a minimum of 7 or more of these NFTs, then there will be some bonuses for doing that. So if you can collect all of these, that's great. If you can collect at least 7 of these, that is going to be good for you as well. Now, moving on from ZK Sync, Base has this free mint on where you can mint a digital penny. I am in the camp of people that thinks that Base is unlikely to launch a token. However, it doesn't hurt to do a free mint like this, so I recommend just going and minting it anyways because, hey, you might as well. Also, the great thing about minting NFTs or really doing any transactions on Base is that they're always super, super cheap, so this doesn't really cost much. It's definitely worth it just to not potentially miss out, even if I personally don't think it's likely that Base is going to drop a token. And then finally, for the Berachain testnet, there's a special mint on today for Valentine's Day, so you can go and you can mint one of these Valentine's Day cards. Again, you're going to need some testnet tokens from the Berachain testnet in order to mint these, but if you've done my other tutorials on Berachain testnet, then you will be able to do this. So just go to this mint page and mint one of these. This honey jar page here always has a bunch of random NFTs that you can mint. So we got these red envelopes, we got this Ooga Booga ticket, and then now we've got a Valentine's Day card as well. And then speaking of Ooga Booga and Berachain, it looks like Layer 0 is going to be integrating the Berachain network into their platform, so you'll be able to use Stargate to bridge to and from Berachain when they actually go live with their mainnet. So that's another cool integration, although I'm not sure if that will happen before the Layer 0 token. And then if you watched all the way to this point at the end of the video, I also wanted to say happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Only 6.2% of my audience is female, but honestly, happy Valentine's Day to the 93.7% of male degens watching this video anyways. Hopefully you found this useful. As always, I did put a lot of action items in this list today, but I do think it will be worth it to do each and every single one of these things. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great Valentine's Day.